95 loyalist skulls in the pile, 95 loyalist skulls, crush one to dust and drink it with blood, 94 loyalist skulls in the pile. Now then, the timeline has progressed to 1994, March 23rd, 18 hours, 13 minutes and 5 seconds. Now then, we can progress to the unreality that is replaced by, well, everything. Let us seek out. And greetings and welcome. I am Carionto, and today we'll be going doing something with a little visual novel called Juniper's Knot. K-N-O-T, not N-O-T, because English is a bastard like that. But whatever. That's not that important, at least not today, not now. Although it might be important later. What, you may ask? I don't know. This is a stream of consciousness type of deal, by the way. And there's... I don't know. I don't really control my mind, nor do I try to, because it's not that important to do that, I think. I mean, it is important to control your mind when you're using it for, like, important things that affect other people or your well-being or stuff like that, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, nah. I'm not gonna pretend to try. So, we have, what have we got to catch up on? Nothing. Nothing at all happened of importance for me to bring up. There's nothing for me to converse with in chat about things or anything like that, so that also simplifies things, I suppose. No, has there been anything other than that? Other than nothing, because there's been nothing, which makes these parts, the intro, intermissions, and outros shorter, although that doesn't stop me when I recap things for going for like 20 fucking minutes. Now then, let's warm up our voice, my voice, at least you can read along as well if you so choose to, with breaking news, hyper important. This is important, your life will be different because you will have information that I'm going to present to you right now that you did not before. So, prepare yourself, otherwise, what are you doing? If you're not preparing yourself, then you'll be surprised. And that can be good sometimes. I mean, that's what horror movies try to do, right? They try to make you think it's all good, then pop you up or something. Anyway, the important news of today is that golf, as in the institution, the concept, the sport itself, very important. Not a person, not a company, not the vehicle, not the Volkswagen Golf. Maybe. I haven't read this article in full, so maybe that might be the case later on. But anyway, we all know how viable and trustworthy the Onion is. Therefore, we must not dispute anything they say or do or provide us with. Now then, golf, pretty sure all those young black kids inspired by Tiger Woods should have arrived by now. You'd think, wouldn't you? April 20th, 2012. 12 p.m. on the dot. Happy golfers. Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The huge upsurge in golfing among black youth that Tiger Woods' success, most likely initiated in the mid-1990s, probably should have inspired thousands of young African Americans, all of whom really ought to have turned up by now. Professional golf officials announced Friday. We're almost certain that a whole new breed of hungry, contemporary, up-and-coming urban golfer should be emerging right now. PGA Director of Player Development Paul Metzler said, "We don't really see any evidence of that, but given the buzz around Tiger Woods, a significant groundswell in golf amongst almost certainly went through the black community like wildfire around 10 or 15 years ago. I can't for the life of me understand why the cream of black America's golfing crop isn't making the SportsCenter highlight reel right now." In fact, according to PGA Tour statistics, there are fewer black golfers on the tour now than there were at the time of Tiger's birth in 1975, a fact the organization described as baffling. We know Tiger Woods was just one golfer, but he was the best golfer we had for a long time. PGA Tour Commissioner Tim Finchem said, oh, it's a different person. Let's give him a different voice. You'd think that his history, which made so many of us believe the color barrier in golf had been dismantled forever, would have made a lot of young black kids think so too. I can't imagine why it did not. Oh, we got that other black guy too, Finchem added. Bramlett? Joseph Bramlett, that's him. So we're sort of on our way, I guess. Still, some golf insiders are less than surprised at the sport's inability to attract young black kids, saying that besides the access to facilities, equipment, and huge swaths of free time needed to excel at the demanding sport, there may be, in fact, more attractive athletic opportunities for black kids. Who is this? This is someone else. This is another person. What kind of voice should I give him? Let's go with, I guess, this, whatever comes. I think the golf world was expecting Tiger Woods to be the Serena and Venus Williams of golf, introducing a whole new community to a sport it might have, for whatever reason, thought was exclusionary or even hostile towards them. Sports Illustrated's Michael Bamberger said, which is a nice idea, but also rather short-sighted, as it's not like the tennis world is awash in young black kids either. And who is this? It's Metzler. Back to Metzler. What voice did they give him? Of course, you could make a case that black golfers face an uphill battle, as historically they were not allowed to join many of the sport's premier clubs or play on its premier courses, but Tiger's ascendancy changed all that, Metzler said. At least, we've always assumed it did. We frankly have no idea why we aren't seeing hordes of young black golfers follow his lead by getting recruited to play at Stanford, going pro on their first try, winning their first major within a year, and establishing a significant and permanent black presence on the American golf scene. I also wish to stress the fact that PGA members and fans do not find that prospect threatening in the least, Metzler added. Groundbreaking information. We learned so much. Such a vital advancement in our understanding of the American culture from about 30 years ago. In the Onionverse, that is. Does not apply to the reality we are escaping from right now, but that is neither here nor there, I believe. Now then, Juniper's Knot. That is the visual novel we shall be covering today. From what I understand, having only briefly looked it up some time ago, it's quite short. I mean, that's kind of the reason why I picked it for now. This week, I mean, these will be separate archive footage videos, but whatever. This week, I wanted to cover a bunch of different ones just to get some out of the way and for me to rest from the very long and dramatic and thriller-filled one that I'm in the process of going through currently. So, all I know is that it's about some kind of relationship between a demon and a kid or something. And that's it. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I need to know, really. I think that's all we need to know, that's all. I do like going into these blind. I mean, that's kind of the point. That's why I pick ones that I have never done before, never heard of even before. Because it's a lot more fun. But anyway, we shall, come on, you can do it, there we go, it takes a while sometimes. We shall begin. My settings, I have turned the music quite down, I don't know how loud the music will be. Well, I guess currently it's showing super low, so we can bump that up a little bit. Maybe not that much, that's fine. Although I am wary of music being overpowering, because my voice is not that strong, it's just being boosted a lot by the voice meter thing and a little bit audio gain in OBS as well. Because it's just like, that's just how my vocal cords work. It's gonna take a while for them to become a lot stronger and for me to exercise a lot more force with them, just normally. I prefer not to be loud, generally speaking. Just, I just don't find that comfortable to be in the center of attention when it's not warranted. Like, how do I explain that? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Like, I like playing theater, at least I used to when I was like a student, but never really did it for the attention. Like, the audience doesn't exist for me as far as I care. Like, it was a direction where I direct my, like, energy and voice and movements and eyes. I mean, when there's an audience, obviously you can like focus on individual audience members to like get more personal touch in there, though not always necessary. It depends on the performance. But like, yeah, no, the doesn't really matter. Grand rehearsal is the same thing as like a play when you're just performing. It's no different at all. Because it's the same thing, you got the same outfits, you're doing the same thing, it's the same stuff you rehearsed and everything, blah 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 blah. The only difference is that, actually no, from my perspective, there really isn't a difference. There never has been. It's just like there's a crowd there now. So what? It doesn't change anything for me, for what I have to do, for what I'm up here to do. And so it's like, whatever. It's a minor detail. Like, the audience is a minor detail at best when it comes time for me to perform and do stuff. Kind of like here, actually, right now, in this, what I'm doing here. Like, it doesn't really matter if I don't have an audience here. I'm doing this because I enjoy it, I find it fun, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I'm stopped. Or until I just kind of grow weary and bored of it, which I don't know if will happen, because it's kind of just a leisure activity. It's relaxing. It's something I don't really have to put a lot of thought into. Not that I even try to. Although behind the scenes there's, I mean, the design of the model, I mean, I partially helped that. Like, many of the elements here are just straight up what I designed, gave the artist myself, and then, like, the different scenes on OBS that I have made, and the whole fucking data sheet, the Google sheet I have of all keeping track, like, I don't know. That's effort, I suppose, technically, but who needs it? Nobody. But I find it fun. It's fun. It's fun to do. I like it. Anyway, enough waffling about nothing. Let's begin. Juniper's Knot. Let's press start. Bells. Nice little bell sounds. Fire cracking. We're in some kind of a broken monastery, I think. I think this had some kind of religious tones to it, or at least images. Much of these stone walls and floors have weathered into dirt and dust, revealing the foundation. Much of the ceiling, too, has crumbled to the ground, layering in flecks and bits. Below me now is such tired soil. Tired soil. I mean, it's soil. Doesn't really get tired. Although, yes, soil might, since it's got nutrients in it and stuff. Dirt doesn't get tired, because it's just dirt. Billions of years can pass and it's just still dirt floating about. But soil, I guess, yeah, soil is a bit more organic and has things happening in it. Someone says. There isn't much to do here but burn dead leaves and wait. You gotta keep warm. But waiting for what, though? Watch the smoke rise, curl up fresh, and tickle the inside of your nose. That is a nice feeling, actually. I have been outdoors a couple times for like summer solstice equivalent festivals. The smell of fire is kind of fascinating. I mean, not the fire itself, the stuff that burns. Like, depending on the wood, it can be very, very fragrant and nice, but then it can also just be painful. And you always stand in front of the wind or to the side of it. You don't want the smoke inside of you all over you. Unless you're deliberately going for that, which is case, okay, good for you, I suppose, but smoke all over, not a great feeling. Not a great feeling. I don't like when the smoke is going on to me. At least it's just like wood fire smoke and not like cigarette smoke. Fuck cigarette smoke. It just smells so horrid. I hate it. Like, I'll be honest, at this point, like, fine, if you want to smoke, go for it, that's your choice. You know the health consequences and the repercussions, but just do it away from me. Like, air yourself out for like 5 minutes before coming close to me, because I can still smell the residual shit and it's disgusting and makes me nauseous. Fuck me. Ugh. Dull as bones, it is. I imagine it would be. But what can I do? I'm stuck. Aw, that's unfortunate. Some might say cursed. I'd rather say bound. Okay. I don't like to think very much about it. I prefer not to think at all, a lot of the times, but I have to think. Because without thinking, you'll end up, not accomplishing much. You'll end up in trouble if you don't think about things you should think. But it is fun to think about useless stuff. Anyway, I kneel to the small fire I've started, taking up a few embers and loam into my palm. Embers and loam. I do not know what the word loam is, actually. You know what? I am going to look that up. Loam. What is that? Oh, just soil? Mostly sand, silt, and smaller amounts of clay. Okay. So it's just soil. Another fancy word for soil. Depending on... Of course, it's agricultural thing, so of course they have billions of terms for different kinds of soil and what its composition is. Fair enough. Okay. It's this glow that stirs me, and it reminds me that my heart is still beating. So we are not a zombie. Good. I bring the scorched earth close to my face, shut my eyes, and breathe it in. I taste it and spit. I mean, it is soil. It's burnt soil. It's not going to be tasty. It's barren. I guess it would be. I'm probably going to wait here forever. Why is that? What? Oh, hello, demon girl. Heard something. Also from the perspective of the demon girl. Okay. There's an unnatural rustling not far off. West? West I? West A? Eh? Somewhere. What is it? Who? Another? Here? She looks excited, maybe? My eyes sharpen and my ears perk up. I feel my heart thumping into my throat. Should I be forward? Give a call? Would that work? It would, generally speaking. If it's not an automaton or something. Cry out. Plead. Help! Help! Damsel! A fool sort of lie. Would that work? What's she on about, though? No. Go still. Listen. Just listen. Be a predator. Do not give away the element of surprise. It might be prey worth catching and devouring. Whatever it is, it's right busy about here. The noise is tumbling rough from old doorways, chests wide open, shops and homes are explored. It's an adventure. I mean, this is giving you a D&D feel here with a, one of those. What is it? Bunch of those stories that like anime tends to go with. Like, hey, here's this generic fantasy land and this different perspective, different alternative, like an alternative universe type of deal. Different perspective, I'd already said that, but like explored from another set of eyes. It does sound like it's just Link going through things, doing his own thing in abandoned ruins, or any typical RPG party. Literally all of them. Break the pots, open the chests, plunder and pillage, because that's what, you're the good guy, you earned it. You get to take the things. A scavenger, then. Someone found this place. I mean, it's bound to happen. Places are static and people move about. They are bound to find everything eventually. Hearing these sounds is just odd. It shouldn't be odd, but it is. Strange. I should remember such sounds. How long have you been here, though? Since you're a demon, I have absolutely no concept for how age works for you. It might be only decades or it might be millennia. Who knows? We might find out. Who knows? Oh, the noise is getting closer. Is it? Am I imagining this? No, it's surely in the manor. Now, poking around the kitchen and lounge, I decide, on the chance that it will find its way to the ballroom, to stand. I take a good posture and wait this new company. Okay. That's an interesting decision. And to my surprise, it He shows up at the door within the next minute. Oh, that didn't take long. That's good. A boy? A man? What kind of thing is this again? I think that's a boy, indeed. He's carrying a pack and has a bottle on his waist. Maybe he's a traveler then? Let's find out. Doesn't look like he's noticed me yet. He's just wandered in there, stare adrift. Hello. Hello there. After a few steps, I catch his eye. He moves a little closer to look me in the face, and then some more to see my feet. He stops there. He's staring now, and doing nothing more. Okay, that's okay. Come here. I was like, okay, what? Oh, alright. That's her reaction. That's her first sentence to him. As if realizing something, he stiffens. His heart beats loud in the air. I need your help, so come on. Come here. Alright, what is she on about, though? He doesn't bend. What is he up to? What does he think this is? I'm not even sure what I think this is. I speak again, this time with a little bite. The hell you waiting for, tit? Oh, have I been rude? Have I been rude? Oh well, you are cordially invited to move your dumb legs. She doesn't converse with people a lot, does she? Like, what are you waiting for, tit? Is that... I'm not sure where to place that slang. Although it might just be random. I mean, from her, it feels like she... Alright. You're cordially invited to move your dumb legs. Alright. For the first conversational words I've spoken in centuries, they could have been worse. I guess fair enough, they could have been worse. Centuries now, okay. We have a time frame for her, a little bit. They could have been worse. They weren't very good, though. He shakes with fear and stands back. Yeah, no shit. You've got horns and you've got anime hair. And you've got that corset thing? I guess that's a corset. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Whatever. A fiend. Yes, a different word for demon. And yes, she is. Slow, are you? What does it matter? What are you pissing your trousers for? Get over here. Get over here. Ah, no way. You'll eat my soul. Eh? Oh, what? Yeah, that's typical legend, is it? Wait, she's not a camera. Although soul eating, isn't that more in line with goat? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the mythology of fiends specifically. Every time I see fiends in some games or something, it's always very, very different. Fiends are sometimes gigantic beasts of fire wielding giant swords. Other times they're basically just humans like her right now. Just, you know, live 8 centuries old and have slightly different agendas and are generally, like baseline, more evil, but generally the same. A smile cracks along my face. Oh, she's gonna play it up. She's gonna use that. She's just having fun now, isn't she? Ha! Your soul? Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. When was it last that I laughed like this? I grin. I grin so brightly, watching, chuckling, while he shrinks back a little and a little more. Now, person, you're just perfect. A jester. Won't you lend an ear? I like her. For I eat your soul. She can't keep a straight face saying that. At my laughter, he glares. Steeling himself, he answers me. You're not catching me, demon. Got that? I've read the stories. I'm tired, but I ain't stupid. Am I that famous? Tut mercy, I left a mark. You know what I mean. Does she? Hell, I really don't. Neither do I. Although, you know, he's the external factor here. Fiends, devils, demons, all ya. I know how it is. And how is it, Mr. Person Boy? And how is it, even? You're all foul, and you try to trick people. Trick you, trick... oh, I really just can't believe it. What's happened in the years I've been gone? Oh, generations, dozens of generations. Things change culturally. Although, the more they change, the more they stay the same. Honestly, over centuries, like sure, culture changes dramatically, but the general behavior of people kinda doesn't. There's always gonna be assholes, there's always gonna be benevolent people, there's always gonna be, like, just people who just go by their day and live life the way they want to, without causing trouble or really getting involved in much of anything. And, the best example is, like, soldiers from the past. I've listened to a couple of history podcasts, and soldiers, whatever time frame you go by, they're always the same. Always. Weapons they use, they changes, the priorities, the tactics they employ changes, but generally soldiers are soldiers. They're all tired of the shit. They just wanna get drunk, have some sex, go to sleep, and not die. Like, that's generally all that matters for soldiers throughout history. The not dying part's kind of important, although some are very zealous and patriotic, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you got the whole thing. Lots of stories about that, I think. I'm not sure. It's been a little while since I've listened to the military history podcasts I have. I should get back to those. They have accumulated a bunch of episodes by now, probably. And what if I'm not tricking you, trying to trick you, person? What if I just want to hear you? I'm a little confused by what she's saying. Just want to hear me? What the hell? Like, what's it you've read, lad? Do tell. I'd love to hear a story. I'm a little bored. I think I'll just leave. Leave? You turn tail on a bloodthirsty wicked fiend. I mean, when you put it that way, yes. The answer would be yes, you should. Look, I know something dirty when I see it. You ain't fooling no one. He's so precious. Alright, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. I, like all of us fiends, devils, demons, am plainly trying to win your extravagant soul through my dastardly wit. Honest and true, I'm a rook. But please, at the least tell me of what you've read. Why the hell do you want to listen to me so much? 'Cause she's bored, she said so already. Because I am bored, and your voice. Your voice. I swoon. Huh? Bah, horse feathers. Hogwash. Malarkey. I really do want to listen. Would you be so kind? And why should he, though? He's genuinely considerate. I mean, he is an anime boy. Of course they're considerate when they hear genuine pleas of, of help and stuff like that. Such a delight. I do want to hear him. So do I, actually. I would like to hear what the mythology of this world is. In the meantime, I look him over a little more finely. He's got a fair face, but through the fabric of his shirt I can see that he's muscled. A surprise! Even the soldier boys seemed a bit lean back in the days I rode at Marley. Marl? Who knows how to pronounce it? That little, like, apostrophe thing over the E makes me very confused about what that's supposed to be pronounced as. I wonder what it is he does. He smells like an animal, in the most pleasant way that can be said. It's quite good. She's got a keen nose, I guess. I mean, he's a farmhand. What else could he be? He looks like a farmhand, he sounds like a farmhand. If he's muscular at that age, he's definitely a farmhand. I mean, most kids in, like, the medieval times would be farmhands, because that's just the majority of what people do. They don't really have a choice. Serfdom is kind of like that. You're basically indentured servitude for your entire generational things. So nothing much happened in Europe for a very, very fucking long time. I mean, sure, there's things that happened, but nothing really happened. On the peasant level, fuck all happened. For a very long time. Also, he has the faintest scent of watercress about him, mingled with black oil. What a peculiar lad. Watercress. What is that? What is watercress? What is that? It's some kind of plant. It's a rapidly growing perennial plant, native to Europe, and was the oldest known leaf vegetables consumed by humans. Okay, so it's just like, okay, it's literally just greens. Fair enough. First time I'm hearing that. Although I might know what it is in Latvian, I don't really look up ingredients in English, because why the fuck would I? I got local ingredients that are in my native tongue, so... Watercress. Mingled with black oil. What a peculiar lad. He's really considering, like, telling her a story, isn't he? I'd really better not stick around. I guess I can tell you some things, though. He's a good kid. So easily persuaded. Yeah, I guess I can tell you. Didn't you just call her a bloodthirsty demon just not 5 seconds ago, dude? God. No wonder these boys always end up in cults and stuff like that. Naive little boys, so easily swayed. So easily swayed. They just want to do something. I mean, I can't really blame him. If all he's ever known is farm work, then yeah. Here's a peculiar lass who wants him to tell a story. She doesn't seem threatening. I mean, he thinks she should be, but like, she's not exhibiting any threats. So, I don't know. He's having his doubts. Internally, subconsciously, he's having doubts about everything he's heard about demons and fiends and devils. Long as you stay put, you hear? What's keeping me from you is more powerful than I care to challenge, person. Yeah, right. Whatever. Here's a story. One from a book I read a lot when I was little. I mean, you still look like you're little. Pfft. Oh, pardon. I find it very hard to think of you any littler. Honestly, same here. Quiet. Fair enough. There was a cobbler in Whittaker who had nothing to eat. Whittaker? That sounds British as fuck. He was poorer than dirt, and he didn't have a girl, and it made him real sore. He didn't have a girl? A dame, a sweetheart. He didn't have a wife. Continue. While he was walking down an alley, he met this man. He had on a dark cloak with a hood that covered his eyes, and the cobbler couldn't make heads or tails of it. Spooky. He stopped and asked the cloaked man if he'd like his shoes worked on. That's stupid. Why would he do that? Because he's a cobbler. Because he needed all the work he could get. Well, he should have gone around ruining shoes if what he needed was work. I guess that's devilish logic. Can't blame that, honestly. Technically not wrong, but that's vandalism, and that's damaging other people's property. We don't do that because it's not good. It's not right. But demon, fiend, whatever she is, different perspectives. Anyway, he's ignoring her entirely. Good, fair call. The cloaked man said he wasn't wearing shoes, but he could use a new pair. Hey, extra work. But obviously the cobbler's a cobbler, so he don't make shoes. He tells him that. Wait, I thought cobblers did make shoes. What? Or I guess they fix shoes? What? I'm getting confused. I'm looking this up again. What is a cobbler then? I thought cobblers were shoemakers. No, not... yes. Cobbler job. Don't give me a dessert. What is that? Okay. Repairs and sometimes makes shoes. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. That's a very old-timey profession that's mostly been automated by now, so yeah, point of reference not understood. Anyway, and the cloaked man says, actually, I could really use some new shoes. The cobbler looks at him weird and says he can get them if the guy is sick. And the cloaked man says, would you do that? I'd do something for you then. And the cobbler says, like what? And the cloaked man says, perhaps anything. Oh, that's very ominous. Deal with the devil. That's classic. Deal with the devil. Type of shit. He leans forward darkly as he says this. I smirk at the action, because she's a literal devil. Now I know what you're thinking. I've heard this one before, and I know how it goes. Well, you don't. I'm giving him an accent for some reason. I get, it's a subconscious thing. Oh well. Because the cobbler says, perhaps not. And he walks away. I guess perhaps anything, perhaps nothing. How exciting. So nothing happened. Well, I mean, I guess he didn't make the deal with the devil, so that's a good thing. But here's the thing. While he's walking, he notices the alley is longer than usual. He doesn't think about it, though. Thinks he's just tired from work and keeps walking. But then it never ends. But while he's walking, he sees another man in a cloak. He stops and asks if the man could use his shoes getting worked on. And the cloaked man says he doesn't have any shoes. Same old man. The cobbler stops and looks at him, and says he'd better get moving. The cloaked man says he could really use some new shoes. You're trapped until you give him new shoes. Oh no. And while he's moving, You know, I nod. He keeps running into this man in a cloak, and he kind of can't find the end of the alley. Actually, every time it takes longer and longer till he sees the man in the cloak. On the 8th time he runs into the man, he stops and asks what's the game. And the cloaked man looks at him with yellow eyes. Says he could really use some new shoes. God, I'm liking this story, it's a nice one. For what? The cobbler says. I don't know, the cloaked man says. Perhaps anything. What do you want? The cobbler knows exactly what he wants, but fiends have yellow eyes, and he knows a fiend. I guess she does have yellow eyes too. Tut, nonsense. I actually sighed hearing that. So what you're telling me, if this story is anything good to adhere to, is that I might have already trapped you. Oh, indeed. Dunno, I don't think you did. I don't think either. She seems bored and just wants to have some conversation. Why not? He shrugs. He's just got instincts. I'm getting the same vibe as well. I don't think you did. He's basing that on nothing, just his common sense as a farmhand. I really must say, your manner of storytelling is queer, as in odd. That's a very old-timey word for... same way that the word gaze in the past was used to be like something that's joyous and happy and fun. It transitioned into something else. Obviously, we know that. Same with the word queer. As in just a little strange, odd, out of the ordinary. And then the word transition. Because, you know, words do that. Words and language transition all the time with use and change. Like the word yeet got added to the fucking dictionary. I mean, it's a fun word to yeet something. I think I'm a little behind on... I don't think I'll be able to fully accept that as a serious word. I'm a little bit too old for that at this point. But oh well, never mind. What? It's strange. Oh. I don't know. It's just very strange to my ears. I guess. How's your story end? Ah, little jump and excitement. The cobbler gets depressed. Desperate. Not depressed. He might get depressed later. Anyway, desperate and makes a pact with the fiend to get new shoes by the next day. The fiend will give him gold for him to do that. So the fiend gives him the gold, but he doesn't make it. The fiend traps him in the alley so he can't leave. His soul is taken and he's damned. And I guess he's depressed as well. Although, if he doesn't have a soul, he might not be able to feel depressed anymore. I'm not sure how fiends and souls work. I mean, it's fictional, so, I mean, you know, they can work however the fiction demands them to work. The fiend eats his soul and leaves the alley for a farm. A farm? Yeah, I know. I snort. That's comedy. I guess? I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to mean something, but yeah. Point is, don't get caught up with fiends no matter what. But you just had a nice little conversation. Well, you just told a fiend a story. She asked for a story and you delivered. Oh, wait. That might be a thing. So you accidentally made a pact and now she has to do something in exchange. Or something. You're getting caught up with a fiend right now. Well, you don't feel right. I what? He shakes his head. Nothing. I look at him and try to figure him out. Figure out his opinions and his story. In the time he's told it, he seems to have taken another idea of me. Well, you were just patiently listening. For the most part. I'm not sure why that is either. I appreciate you telling me that story. Me too. It was nice. Don't mention it. So opaque. It's hard to get a read on his feelings and emotions. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good thing to try and do when you're dealing with a fiend. You still wary of me? Yeah, a little. As he should be. I frown. Aw. Well, do you want me to tell you another story? Huh? I mean, she kinda does, sure. The unsolicited offer throws me. Is he really asking? But no, if I'm too eager, I can't ask for that. No. I pause. No, I'm fine. That was a nice little story, I guess. Although it just ended kind of like that. It just ended. Anyway, if you say so, I'm gonna go now. Go? Well, yeah, he's got other things to do. Yeah, I have to go, so I'm going. Ah. Hmm. He begins to turn around. Ah. A friend. And he's leaving. Heartbeats. Stay. Please stay, please. I don't want to take your soul. I won't take your soul. Honest, I won't. She just wants a friend. And then, like an idiot, I move my hand out, reaching her for him with singular wanting. Ah, she was bound, right? Mentioned at the start. So there's something's gonna trigger. I move past the second meter, past the circle's edge with my fingers, and withdraw with a start as they are set afire. Yeah. Ah. Dropping to my knees, I scream. I cry out and howl, clutching the flames and smothering them. Ah. Well, she's still a fiend, so I'm feeling a little like what's it called? Emotions, empathy, sympathy, or something like that. I'm not good with emotions for her. She's like trapped, but there's probably a fair reason why she's been sealed and bound up. I mean, not the worst reasons ever. Although they might be, who knows? It's a thing. People, sealing away creatures they cannot kill for reasons, that they don't really understand. They just like fear the unknown and just let their instincts take hold instead. Anyway, tears crawl down my face and I snarl with pain. I shut my eyes and moan. I hear him step a bit closer. You're stuck there? Yep. Looking up at him from the ground, I feel my teeth chattering. Oh no, I know why I wanted him to stay. Yes, I know. To rend him. Ah. A fiend, still a fiend, I guess. Aw. Because as if it just wasn't so funny enough that vines sweat down from the walls and grass is born through stones so close, just outside this putrid circle. Now there's a human breathing before me. Comedy. Everywhere but here, but near to me, to my desolating blood. These years have damned me, cut and clawed beneath my skin. Scars invisible, but nevertheless blighting. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate the feeling it gives to my heart and the strength it takes in kind. I hate it. My flesh heats and I look away from him. Looking into his eyes enrages me. How long you've been there? Long enough to beg. Long enough, you hear? Too long I've been in this stinking pile. It doesn't matter to you. I wanna know. Well, I don't want to tell, eh? Sorry, miss. Miss? He's a polite young man. I take a look at my clicking, stuttering hand, my sight still blurred with tears. It's sizzling. Small blazes dance between the fingers. I take my tongue to it, soothing the burns. You're a bold one, eh? Calling me a flap. This feels so British. What, No, you're not no flapper, lady. It means something different now. Miss is just what you're supposed to call older ladies, out of respect. Lapping the flames from the back of my hand, I glance at him. He's a very nice, good upbringing, nice kid. That right? Are you okay? Well, no, she's not. She's, stuck in a, like a consecrated circle for the rest of eternity. And if she tries to leave, she gets burnt. And she's immortal, so that just sucks. Boredom is the worst thing ever, honestly. Boredom is the worst prison you can actually get, I think. Maybe. I mean, for sure. Because the body gets used to pretty much anything. So if you're immortal and you get tortured, that sucks, but eventually you will get used to it. Because that's just how the mind works. It gets used to anything, because that's stimulus. You can get used to any kind of stimulus. Pretty much any kind. Okay, some might be too extreme to get used to, but that's because we have mortal bodies. And we, die if we succumb to too much pain. An immortal body might not have those same restrictions and rules applied, so Yeah, anyway. Brains are weird. Boredom is the worst. Always have some kind of stimulus, something to do, something to respond to, something to think about, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Just engage your mind constantly. That's better than the opposite of having it be blank all the time. That's why I try to speak pretty much constantly, not leave even 10 seconds of silence here. I prefer not to do that. For my own sake as well. I suck my ring finger and squint. What's that? Alright, fine. Is that okay? Alright. Alright. Aye. I am a fiend, yes. Heal fast. Though I can still feel it snap and pop in the joints. I whistle cool air through my digits and take myself from the ground. Digits, alright, that's another way to say fingers. That's a... Yeah, I've only heard it a couple times, so I had to think if that's correct. Anyway, are you going to stay? I could. Ah, no. Thank you. Okay. I'm actually lost right now. Of course you are. How'd you get lost, kid? Lost is it? Lost. That's a sweet irony. Eh? Don't look so addled, person. The irony is quite obvious here, isn't it? He squints. Think. After all, I cannot even be lost. Forever and ever, I'll know where I am. And where I am is stuck. Stuck in the middle of this ring. Forever and ever, until some fool breaks it apart, 'cause I tricked them into breaking it apart, thinking I'm a good girl, and all those other things. Or whatever. I laugh again, but he doesn't find it funny. He doesn't seem to find it much of anything at all. Yeah, he's a stone-cold boy. At least stone-faced. I quit it, wiping away a figurative tear. Oh, I know this place so intimately it would redden your face. He jerks and gives his head a shake. If you... I mean, she can't really do anything. If you know where this is, do you know where is more? It's been centuries, dude. What is more? Ah, so earnest. He's me. Don't know what more is. I know more's. More is... Fuck. God, this is presenting me with a lot of words that I think I know, but don't. Apparently, what is a more? That's like a... that designation for like the Muslim inhabitants. What? No. What? Okay, so it is that. Alright, Moors, duh. I think I'm pretty much certain I did hear that like way back when I played like Age of Empires 2. Maybe? Was the Saracens? Something like that? I don't remember. Anyway, Moors. People from like the Muslim countries way back when the centuries of Europe during the Crusades. Kill the Moors. I thought they probably had a more insulting term. Moors? Aye, Moors. You follow? I don't know what those are. My, ain't this a right dizzy jig we're dancing? Dizzy jig we're dancing. Time's making fools of us both. His looks a bit hazy, as though he's having a hard time keeping his eyes fresh. I turn my head, silently. What's more, person? Where I was born, where I live. A town, a new town. City. Think it's been there for a while, not long enough for her to know about. That right? He doesn't speak, and I glance over just quickly enough to catch him at the end of nodding. Did you know this place was a moor for a time? What? Oh, so it's another thing. What? Yeah, more definition. What do you want? I guess in a tract of open, uncultivated upland, typically covered with heather. What? Heather? Heather is like a person's name. What is a heather? Fuck. What do you mean? Okay, purple-flowered Eurasian heath that grows abundantly on moorland and heathland. Okay, okay, fine. It's a plant. It's a plant. Fair enough. Moving on. Did you know this place was a moor for a time? Just a place with, just an uphill where... Miss, I don't know what... What is that? It is a dead place, a wet place. I too was born in a moor. Can't your stomach read the mood? Bleeding hell, I was about to tell a tale. Sorry. You're hungry, is it? Starving. Most of his life, probably. Us fiends here, we only eat souls. And only for pleasure. So you just got the perfect body. Immortal, infinite energy generation. Probably just like metabolize the air or something. Fuck, whatever it comes. That's very convenient. That would be super convenient to have. An immortal body that doesn't need to eat, but can, just for the sake of pleasure, like a Primarch. They're functionally immortal beings. They have digestive tracts and stuff like that, but they don't really need it. That's fucking... I'm getting off track. Again. Although, am I ever on track? I'm not sure. I don't believe I am. Although I don't need to be, do I? No, these are my streams. I get to do what I want here. I am the dictator here, and what I say goes. If you don't like it, then you can leave. It's perfectly fine. This isn't for everyone. This is in fact for pretty much nobody, I think. There's like... I don't even know. I can't even imagine who else might have the mindset to find this kind of niche stuff that I'm doing appealing, other than me from the future. Hello, me from the future. I hope you're still weird and not dead. That would be useful. Anyway, quit joking. Joking. Hey, you got any food? Fuck no, she doesn't. Why would she? What you blithering on about now? I look like I got food. I don't got any food, idiot. However, here, I thrust out my hands just before the barrier, palms up. Give me the chestnuts in your pack. I smell them. He hesitates. Why? So I can gobble them up? What do you think? I'll cook them for you. They're not long from the branch or the ground, smells like. You haven't cooked them, and nor have you eaten them. You prefer the taste of them cooked? Deduction, Miss Sherlock Holmes. He nods, slowly. I twitch my fingers, waiting. Is there something you want, for this? A story. Tell her another story. Tell us another story. Your company for the morning, till noon. That's it? I nod. Okay. Deal. Uh-oh. Dramatic music. You made a pact with the devil. Fool, now noon will never arrive. The sun will be perpetually up in the sky. Fool, you fool, child. His words spoken like a knell. It resonates deeply, echoing, and shakes ash from the walls. Startled, the boy covers his mouth. Excellent, excellent. Deal, was it? Literally made a deal with the devil. I smile. Here. Did I just... Aye, you made a pact. Dummy. Good job, kid. Shaking his head, he sighs. Wordlessly, carefully, he takes off its pack and opens it up. Withdrawing a bushel of nuts in 2 hands, he moves forward. I look down at him, still waiting. And, with steady movements, he brings his hands to mine. He holds my gaze, and I don't move at all. But I think, wait, couldn't I just grab him and eat his soul now? You could. Couldn't I just, I do know, it's very tempting, isn't it? Quickly, he's right there, within reach. My hands tense, but it ends with a thought. He drops the heap into my palms. My fingers curl around it. Again, I turn up my lips. Seeing this, he hops back. The devilish grin. Give me a moment. I take all but one into my left hand, holding the last between my right thumb and forefinger. Opening my mouth, I bring it between my teeth and puncture it with one of my fangs. Fangs are very useful and practical, I guess. I bite through the shell, making a rough cut from one end to the other, and take it out. Observing the inner flesh of it, I spit out the shreds. Satisfied, I go on to carve the second, third, fourth, and so on. When I've finished, I hold the chestnuts aloft and make a hearth of my hand. Blaze. This'll take a while, person, but not so long. Might we talk some? Sure. Then have a seat. Now, where did we leave off before your stomach so rudely interrupted? Talking about the place where he was born, lived, something like that? I already forget. He sits, chin on his knees, and eyes half lidded. More something? Ah, yes, I'll tell you a story about Moors, in return for yours. If that's how the word is pronounced, then that rhymes. If not, then, well, I'm a dumbass. That's fine. That's fine, too. Though, rather than a story, a chat would be nice, eh? Save you a story for a bit later. Yeah, have a conversation. What do you want to talk about? Moors. Now she's just fucking with him. I like her. That's fun. Oh, right. My Moor, eh? Mine? There really isn't much to say, come to think of it. You said you were born there? Aye, like all fiends, I was born in waste. You've read about us, aye? About how we make barren anywhere we stand, unconsciously drain life from Earth for our sustenance? But if the Batland... Okay, I guess... Yeah, fine. Pallid land and caliginous loft? Fuck me, so many words that I don't know what they are. Caliginous. What is that? Caliginous. Caliginous. Calginous? What? Caliginous? Dark, dim, or misty. The caliginous sky. Yeah, Genus. Caliginous sky. Pallid land and caliginous grim lofty. Air crawling low and damp with miasma. Miasma. I like the word miasma. It's a fantastic word. Not as excellent as the word excellent, but it's good on its own. The pith of plants choked, sterile. I feel my face twisting to scowl. Sounds, like complete garbage, doesn't it? It sounds hideous. I know, because it is. Did you grow up there? Well, what does growing up for a fiend mean? Ah, a neat question. I did. Had a mother and father. Always got me wondering, is this where I'll be when I get old? A bloody Moor? Ha! Guess not. Technically not. You left it then. Left it for many places. Being immortal and all enables you to travel easily. What was it like growing up there? Tedious. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up at all, I mean, he's familiar with tedious life. You just don't want to talk about it. That's okay. Oh, I do like this kid as well. He's a good kid. Very polite, considerate, naive. I mean, typical farm boy. Medieval farm boy. No, it's not a matter of okay. There's just not much of anything to talk about. Probably not. It's all very colorless. It would be. Same routines, what about yours? Exactly the same. He's a farm boy. My what? Your Moor. Oh, it's not really anything special. Just your typical city. Typical to me is not the same to you. Yeah, probably... The cities of this period, probably not the ones she's used to at all. Well, it's big, loud, streets are packed with folks, lots of smoke and brick. Ah, industrial age, at least. My mom and pa are on a farm near there, because they're crazy. Oh, maybe even like late 19th century, early 20th. Running a farm near there. Oh, is that where your scent's from? My scent? Well, you've been smelling me, lady. You smell like herbs and horses. It's quite adorable. Smells like the fruits of the earth. You also smell like black oil, but I'm not sure where from. Cars, exhaust, stunk. City's pretty modern. I have to lift canisters of oil from place to place every Wednesday. Okay, yeah, so like 20th century, definitely. Although maybe, oh, tough. Tough luck, kid. He nods. Ah, very tough. Tough kid. Hey, knock it off, will you? I do hard work. Indeed you do. He kind of slurs his sentence. I kind of probably slur a lot of things. Probably more than I should. Oh well. I am trying my best to pronounce things. That's why my accent and pronunciations are so fucking unpredictable. But is nevertheless determined to appear strong. I believe you. For your noble, strong efforts, I think it's time for your story. Yes. You ready? I absolutely am. He shrugs. Come on, be a bit more excited, kid. I clear my throat and loosen up my shoulders somewhat, poising my fire hand dramatically. Yee, with a whoosh. Did you know that stars sometimes act as rain in the night sky? You mean like a meteor shower? Yeah, we figured that out. Okay, it's way more modern. Hush. Don't ruin the magic of the story, kid. I've heard of it, but never seen it. Well, I've heard of it and know it because I've seen it. Imagine this. Thousands. Thousands of lights, and they all bleed along the cold cerulean mirror above, slowly, very slowly. Follow? They are so very slow that as they make the long stretch out above you, you hardly notice their drag. It is an impeccable slowness. Imagine it. He nods, very slowly, and nods in another way, drifting into my memory. And flash! A fire. I flare the fire in my hand, the chestnut's wax splitting, crackling. He jumps, the light catching in his eyes. Flash! Flash, flash! With each of these words, I stoke the flames. They lick up and dance wildly. She's having fun. I like that. Each single brilliant streak cuts through the lights, independent and free. And then it dies. The magic in my palm fades and sighs. It pulses, fades, pulses, fades. His eyes glaze over. Like this. Like a heart's last beating. Death is quick to these stars. Straying my eyes from the light, had they so turned, I hadn't noticed. I gaze upon the boy. Say, person, that's sorrowful to you? Huh? He thinks of an answer. The dying of the stars in the night sky. Living a bright life only to fade away and sizzle and pop out mere moments later. Every life is different. There is no right or wrong answer, honestly. There's only the life that you lived. He thinks of an answer. It is a little sorrowful for him, I guess. That's fair. But everything must come to an end. Absolutely everything. Everything that has a beginning, at the very least. So if we determine that the universe has a beginning, then the universe will also naturally have an end at some point. Humanity, Earth, the Sun, all that is even more so. There isn't a right answer, person. You don't have to consider it like there is one. Indeed. You think it's sorrowful? I do. That's interesting. Truly interesting. I end the fire, leaving the chestnuts to cool. I blow on them and breathe on them, ears twitching. These are done now. I hold them out to him. My end of the bargain's met. And you know what? I'll do you a favor. I'll go ahead and roast the rest of your chestnuts in my fire. Here. I motion to the dead leaves. I'll do this for free. For no deal. All that's left now is for you to stay. Squinting, he waits a little, but soon enough crawls forward on his hands and calves, his pack in tow. He stops at the edge of the circle and takes the fruits from my hand. Fruits. Oh yeah, fruits of the labor. He looks at me, wearing a kind of ugly expression. Come on, kid. What? Settling onto his rear, he keeps looking at me, but a bit less ugly. He seems to be wondering something. Eventually, he looks at the nuts in his hand instead, his face softening. He shells one and pops it into his mouth. His face flushes naturally. He chews a little. Hey, it's, roasted food, it's good. It's fun. Get warm food in your belly. Makes you feel good and alive. But then it'll make you a little bit sleepy. Maybe? Maybe. Depending on what kind of food. Heavy foods like potatoes and meat, they can make you sleepy because you need to digest things a lot. It takes a lot of energy, and the gut is the second brain. And when it needs a lot of things to do, it's gonna take some energy from the brain for itself. And so you just go to sleep. Go to sleep. The body's sluggish. He pushes his pack into the circle with his foot, shifts back a few feet, and speaks. Which part of that was the story, miss? Well, look at that. You aren't entirely daft. I take up the bag from the ground, shake it a little. Doesn't smell like there's anything more than chestnuts in here. I open it up and check. Sure enough, finding the things in excess. Some with the burrs still on, some still green. I toss those ones. I still rummage through it, just in case there might be something of interest. There's not. He's not a stupid kid. He may be simple, but he's not stupid. Farmhands, people living off the land, they tend to develop a common sense type of deal. Because brains are always active, we develop something. If we're focused on nothing but the common sense, then we'll have common sense. If we focused on whatever the fuck city folk can be focused on, like what I'm doing here, I'm focused on useless junk, then I'll be focused on that. And I'll get better at it as time goes by and I do more useless junk. I'll get really good at the useless junk. But then have no common sense. Anyway, 'twas a preamble, 'twas. There's a story to it for certs. I told you I've seen this. Blinking, he nods. With a hollow sound, I crack one of the chestnuts apart in my mouth. I grow the fire at my feet and drop it in there. No more flashy tricks now. As I reiterate these actions, I speak to the boy. I was not alone with those stars then. I was with another miss. Another friend. Dropping another into the fire, I watch its fall. My eyes lose some of their color. She was fair, young, and human. A perfect miss. A human. Such a charming girl. We would dance together and sing, press close when unseen. Sigh. I was fascinated with her, I think, and so when she'd gotten melancholy, I brought her from town and to those stars. I had the ache in my knees, knew the eventide would be crying, and had figured the beauty of it would settle her. The boy constricts his brow, chewing somewhat sadly. Oh, not to worry, not to worry. It did. He swallows. I've never understood the custom of man. I've always been free-thinking, and never bound to the thoughts of others. My actions that night, no, my actions altogether, none took kindly to it when she returned. What happened? What happened? What? Well, after I took her back to town, she was ploughed and beaten, and beaten and beaten, and ploughed and beaten until she could not move or breathe. The boy stares, a nut in his hands held stiff only so near to his parted lips. I buried her under the sky where I last saw her smiling. He closed his mouth into a frown. Well, this took a very unpleasant turn, all of a sudden. But that's, burn the witch, beat the witch, consorting with the devil. Context doesn't matter. It can't matter, they can't, gotta live by the scriptures, and the customs. Don't break tradition. Don't invite the devil into your house. And stuff like that. Yeah, it's understandable. It's a pity. And it sucks and it's dumb. But that's just the culture of the olden times, I suppose. Nothing much we can do about that, though. He closes my mouth into a frown. A century later, I returned to her spot and found an olive tree grown there. It was the sickest thing. Gnarled and twisted it was. Furious, I erased the entire plant. Its trunk, its bark, its branches and leaves. I scorched its roots. Would have torn out the roots, though refrained not to disturb her. Yet last I'd seen, it remained, alive, born fruit, and uglier than before. Is that the most wonderful story one can tell? No, it's really fucking depressing. Ha. I dropped the last of the chestnuts into the leaves. Didn't you mess up the guys who did it? Mess up? You're a fiend. You didn't eat them? I didn't eat them. What happened to them doesn't matter to the story. I want to know. I don't want to tell. Fair enough. Seriously, miss? I mean, it's her story. She can choose what to tell and what not to tell. You know, when kids in the neighborhood mess with my kid brothers, I beat their faces in with a stick. That's what love is. It's taking care of your mates. Love? That what you figured from this tale? That I fancied her? Well, obviously. It does get that kind of feeling. Somewhat, I guess. It's my story, person, not yours. Come off it. It is an old story, and it is only a story. Stop. What? Man. He chucks the shell in his hand against the wall at his side, his expression sour. Fine. I was just entertaining you as I cooked. That's stupid. Bollocks. I don't want to hear that from you or fool ass. This is super British. Gotta love it. I love British slurs and slang and words. It's fun. Well, it's stupid. It's stupid. Forget it. What? What is this? You starting? Your stone's dropping now? Drop 'em any further, I'll tear 'em out. Tear out your tongue too, here. Don't start with me. The boy freezes, hand hovering over his last chestnut. I'll rip your legs off, understand? Don't start with me. Last thing you need to be worrying over is your soul, since I'll rend you limbless if you start with me, and there won't be anything to be holding that soul at all. You start with me, I'll kill you. We clear, person? He quickly nods. She is a demon after all. That's fun. I like it. I chuckle. She's just messing with him, though. I mean, she probably could easily, but still, it's fun. She's having fun. You're a cute thing, aren't you? Quailing so tender. I can't move from here, person. You know that. Quivering, he speaks up. It just sounded pretty real. Oh, it could be. Did it? The boy lets out a loud sigh, shaking as it leaves him. Still vibrating with fear, he fumbles opening his last nut. There looks to still be bits of shell on the fruit, which he does not notice until it's in his mouth. He frowns a bitter frown and calms down somewhat, now distracted by the taste. Some of these are finished, mind. I nod at the fire. Can toss them to you, if you'd like. If you're still scared. Nah, I'm not. He rocks his head. I'm fine. But I'm pretty tired. Could you toss them anyway? Aye, surely could. Also shall. But only if you agree to stay with me till sunset. Extending the deal. It's noon already. It is. I sit down myself, lounging across from him. He stares, his vision slowing and jumping and trying to focus. Eventually he squints, leveling his eyes on me. Didn't you say you'd do it for free? Not this person. I said I'd cook these, and I am. He furrows his brow and frowns. Fine, I'll stay with you. Deal. Again. Kiddo. You're so easy, though. Although I can't imagine this ending badly. This is a cute little story. I'm enjoying this one. It's really nice. The ballroom rattles with the sound. He isn't surprised by it. I smile again. So is that where you are? Tired? Yeah. I pick up a chestnut and throw it to him. He catches it somewhat dazedly. How long you've been gone from your moor, person? I don't know. 2 days? I throw him another. Ooh, isn't that a long time? No, for a human it is pretty long. It's a joke. Laugh. I don't want. If I laugh, it'd basically be like me laughing at you. Ha! Answering with a greater joke instead of simply laughing. You really are a jester. A greater joke? I send one more his way. My existence. My predicament and existence, together, are the greatest joke in all history. I know this, and I've missed half of it. Stop. Such a soft lad. He is. I tilt my head and regard him. I keep leafing through my head, book for the memory of another like you, but I'm finding nothing, because everyone was a bit afraid. And I have so many memories, did you know? So many. So many travels, delights, regrets. A boy shouldn't be so soft. The world's so rough, it'll shape him ugly. Languidly breathing, the boy eases into his arms a little more. Or it was a rough place. If you don't know Moors, maybe this world's also soft now. It would explain you. He blinks. Where I was raised, in my moor, that was quite rough. You know why I'd laughed earlier? When you'd mentioned souls. You know why I joke of souls? He blinks. No. So many of us fiends are so obsessive over souls. It's just extraordinary souls, not unremarkable ones like the ways yours feels. Have to look for those mature, spirited humans. Their souls heavy with character and experience. He closes his eyes. A newborn soul, for example, won't do anything for you. It is special though, yes. A newborn soul is quite pure. Quite pure, really. His back rises and falls. Pax canae, pax est non? Exquisite. I chuck a chestnut at his hair. It bounces off into the ground. He doesn't even flinch. I look into the fire. I gaze into the fire. The fire. These stupid things inside it. Piss. These stupid things. Oh, she's angry. For a flash of a moment, I consider turning them to ash, but doing so would break my pact. No, it wouldn't. I still won't. I would rather burn this thing. This boy? This person? What? That's a change of attitude, all of a sudden. This boy. Blasted. Should have grabbed him while he was at the edge. Would it have been so simple? Or do I need his agreement to exchange his life for mine from the circle? Am I forgetting? Am I forgetting the conditions? This boy be damned for rekindling hopes in me. Pressing my hands into my face, angry, roughly, I glare at him through parted fingers. I breathe out. If I could just lunge out from here and take him, I'd do it. I would. I growl. My body still feels the sensation of when I last forced myself through the barrier. The searing into my marrow, the purging of my eyes, and I still would. I'd still lunge out from here. I'd bloody well do it thrice to get out of this blighted circle. Why didn't I grab him before? He was at the edge. Why didn't you pull him in? Take him! I've forgotten so much. Oh God, God, cry to heaven! What? Is this what it was like? Having passions? I want to die. I wanted to leave, but not anymore. If this is passion, passio, I want to die. I'd bite my tongue again, burst blood and drown in myself. Nails in my wrists tearing and dig and tug and pull out my bleeding throat again to... Whining silence. Every day. What's a day? 2 days, he said. What are days, huh? What are months? What are years? I've been here centuries. Centuries? Centuries? Was it longer? Did even centuries... Oh. Quiet settles in, and the wind dashes the leaves. Scraping leaves, scrape, howl, raindrops falling again and again and again, embers in my hand, smoke. Sometimes I scream just to hear a voice again. What happened to my life? My jaw is quaking, my eyes are warm. I wish you hadn't come here. Taking my hands from my face, I look at this peaceful. He's so peaceful, isn't he? Peaceful little cunt. Wake up! I throw another chestnut at him. Missing. Wake up! Another and another. See me, cur. See me. This body. It does not grant the bloody peace of sleep. I take up a handful and toss them. I haven't slept a minute, bastard son of a slut bitch who 2 pence whore. I haven't slept a second. I have been always awake. 2 days? You miserable wretch. Had I only been here for 2 days, I'd drink a pub dry. Damn you, you hear? When you're dead, I'll find and spit out on your grave. I'll plant an olive tree there, you rat bastard. I'll throw and throw and throw, missing. I hate you, I hate... am I sobbing now? A fiend. Sobbing. Why? I drop my arms to the ground, crying in shakes. For the life of me, I can't remember a time ever crying. That took a turn there, didn't it? That was fascinating. I like that. That's indeed. Kid wakes up finally. I'm feeling dizzy. I always feel I'm dizzy when I'm waking up. We've switched perspectives now. Fascinating. My mouth dried too. It's pretty awful. I smack my lips and rub my eyes. Still kind of tired. Why was I tired? Ma. Oh yeah, got lost along the way to the Dales. Told Ma I didn't need that horse. He's so dumb. It would've been better just walking alone. Spooked by a dang partridge? Seriously? He must have bolted about half a mile before bucking me off. I open my eyes and it looks like a fog. I rub them again and notice that lady from before sitting in front of me. Is she asleep? Miss, you asleep? No. Oh, I just figured since her eyes were closed and all. I can't sleep. I look at her weird and flinch. Something rolled out of my hair. It drops on the ground. Looks like a shell? Oh, it's one of the chestnuts. Why are these in my hair? I ruffle up the top of my skull, finding 2 more nuts and a burr. Whoa, did she throw these at me? I look at her and arc my eyebrow. Her cheeks are wet, her nose is red, and her ears are low. She's been crying. She looks like one of my kid brothers after falling off a curb. I can't really think of what to tell her. Maybe I'll just say what I always say. Did you do something bad? Tell me the truth. Piss off. Yikes. She's in that mood again. Listen, you've gotten mad 'cause, what did I just say? She says that like a fact instead of a question. I freeze up. Piss off. What'd I do? I thought I was being nice, and you were. You are a nice kid. It's just that her existence is very, very different from yours, and she's been apparently perpetually awake for centuries. Yeah. Yeah, no wonder she's went on a bit of a just rage there. Can't blame her. Can't blame her at all. You want me out here? She keeps staring at the floor. I'm a little scared now. What time is it? It doesn't look like sunset. It's not sundown yet. I don't think I can... Leave. But the deal's leave. If I mess up the... Leave. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to leave. If I mess up a deal with the fiend, I'm going to hell. Or is it worse? Oh man, if it's worse... What's worse than hell? I can't just walk out. Maybe she... You're kidding. Oops, didn't want to say that. Good was quiet. See, my eyes are shaking, looking at her leaf pile. Because there aren't any chestnuts in it. Deal was she had to toss chestnuts to me, and she did that, sorta. I'm out of luck here. I can't leave, lady. It's lady now. Sorry, God. Leave. I want you to be leaving, walking out of here. Go and be damned, villain. I just look at her. I'm biting my teeth together and my heart's going wild. Burn in hell, dog. It's where you belong with all the blasted foul creatures of your ilk. Calm the hell down. She picks up her head from her arms and glares at me. Just calm down, alright? Calm down already. You really are an idiot. Well, Oh, you're crazy. Why the heck are you mad at me? Why'd you even talk to me, lady? What do you want? You're lonely, right? That's it, right? It is. She starts standing up. Well, I'm not going to let her look that far down on me. I'm standing up too. I like this kid a lot as well. He's great. It's very simple but straightforward. I'll even step up to her. I ain't letting her get the better of me. I ain't got no problem scrapping with you, lady. I'll knock your block off. You just swore against my family. I ain't gonna stand for that, alright? I really like this kid. Of course, I'm quick in my boots while I say this. But, you know, that's courage. Doing things despite being afraid. Now that's courage. He's not an idiot. No, I swore against your race. I gulp and frown. Your entire miserable, sin-hearted race. Know what it would do if I got out of this circle? She steps forward. I step back. Yes or no? No. She leans forward. Just before what I guess is the barrier, I can feel her breathing on my face. It's cold and warm. Kill the whole lot of them. Kill the men. Kill the women. Kill the babies, lasses and lads. Like you. To lads like you, I'll dive my hands into their guts, wrench out their innards string by string and set them on fire. I'm crying a little. I mean, that's fair. This is a literal, devil that you're talking about, and she's threatening to kill the entire humanity. I'm sorry, okay? I don't know what happened to you. I just want to know and be nice and... She leans back, standing up straight, and breathes out. I swear I see flames coming out of her mouth, airy. Are you scared? I nod, fast. Good, he's honest. He's an honest lad. Why? I don't. I can't touch you. See? Whoosh. All of a sudden, she pushes her hand toward my face. Burning. Sizzling. Lots of pain. My eyes widen. My whole body locks up. What am I seeing? The barrier is working. I am trapped before here. Her skin's burning off in a bright yellow glow. I can hear her muscles, charred black, turning inside out. Fire's blazing all over her hand. There's white in there. Her bones. I can't watch. Watch. I turn back from turning away. Your blood's evaporating. She grimaces and tears fill up at the sides of her eyes. One drops, rolling down her cheek, and her hand shoots back to her like it's spring-loaded. I can't leave. Understand? Do you follow, salt for brains? She holds up the twisty stump sticking to her wrist. This, right here. This is what I've known. Too long. Her heart starts coming back together. The melted pot splitting and the bones getting covered back up. There's this popping noise with everything. I go green in the face. I would be quite wretched to look at that. I can't kill your people. I want to, but I won't be able to leave here. Follow? Why are you trapped there? Because she's a dangerous demon? Would you believe me if I said it was a punishment? If I said it was an accident? An unjust imprisonment? Whatever I say, whatever you believe, it doesn't matter. I was trapped here before the world even had a concept of your more. I was trapped here long, long, long ago. And so, for reasons that no longer matter. I don't think you're speaking honest with me. How's that? Told you before you need to calm the hell down. How? I swallow, hold my fists tight. How do I get you out of there? What the hell, kid? Damn, you ain't afraid of nothing. I mean, he's afraid of everything, but damn, he's made an interesting decision. He's made a very interesting decision. This kid. How do I get you out of here? Okay. Her ears perk up. She can't believe what I'm saying. Me neither. Me three. What the hell? But I'm still gonna say it. She shakes her head. You've lost it. He might have. I shake my head. Nah, I still got it. I know what I just asked ya. Tell me how to get you out of there. If you haven't lost it, you never had it in the first place. I suspect as much. You're touched, aren't you? Touched in the head. Look, I got no idea what you're saying, but I'm still thinking straight. Are you? Are you? I mean, I know that generally I'm not, but it felt like you were. Explain yourself, kid. And drop in your G's. Shut your trap already. Hush and listen, you rude little pest. I shut my trap. You even know what you're saying. Remember what you're talking to. I just think that I didn't just mess them up. Huh? Ah. I did not just mess up the men who raped her. I bore my nails hot into their eyes and tore off their faces. What? Well, yeah. And that's not all that I did. When I first saw her lying there, body warm only from the bodies of others, and eyes with no spark in them, I set the den where she died to flame. I came upon all who lived in her town and murdered them. I torched their homes and pulled the ribs from their chests, crushed their heads, snapped their bones, stripped off their flesh. If it could torment them, I did it. And in case you're wondering, you're all the same to me. I killed all kinds of you. One kind, human. Sex, age, I didn't pay it any mind when I slew them. Holy shit. Well, yeah, you're talking to a demon after all. Soon they gathered at the center of the town, where I had first caught sight of her, as if to mock me, so I melted them all to the earth. Slowly. On the night that she died, I erased the town from records. All my fighting spirit's gone. Why'd you tell me that? 'Cause you asked. I didn't want... You didn't have to tell me all the whole story, all the gruesome details, all the really, really fucked up stuff. I mean, she didn't go... I mean, okay, I guess she did kind of go in details. You're right. I didn't, but she felt like it. But didn't you wanna know? He did want to know. What the hell is wrong with you? She's a demon. And she was in love, and she got angry. And using her demon powers, why the fuck not? I'm a fiend. Yeah, exactly. Human logic doesn't really apply there. Holy... No, that's bull. Is that why you got put here? No. Really? Yes. Holy shit. I've done many things in my life. Things some find admirable, and others some find despicable. I've put a curse on a family for all their generations. Saved a gaggle of slaves from the tyranny of their fellow man. I've ruined a marriage, and I've restored another. Slaughtered a town, and rescued a child. I've done so many things. And all of those I've mentioned, not a one of them is the reason I'm here. You forgot? Oh no, I remember it quite clearly. But as I said, the reason no longer matters. I just don't get it. You wanted me to save you, right? I swore that's what you wanted. But now you're telling me all these mixed up things, and what the heck am I supposed to think? That's a very good question. What the heck do you want? You gone. I breathe out through my nose and close my eyes. Nah, there's no way. I shake my head again. You've gotta be lying to me. I don't think all complicated, sure, but I know when someone's lying to me. Why the heck are you lying to me? I know you don't want me to leave. What happened to you? I look at her eyes. How long have you been in there? I don't know. I don't know anymore. You don't know? That's what I said, What the hell's up with that? That can't be right. All fiends got this knack for knowing the hour exactly, the second. It's famous. So, what the hell does it mean if they lose it? Hold on. Hey, how much did you love that girl? I hear something click in her throat. She doesn't look like she wants to say. Shut up. I feel bad for her. I don't know if you should ultimately. Like, I don't know if all the bad outweighs all the good she's done. I don't know if that's how that works. I don't feel like that. That's how it should work. Like, redemption arcs and stuff like that are fine, but there is a certain, like, there are certain things when the villain does stuff that's a bit beyond the threshold that, like, sure, they might turn around and do all sorts of good things, but they still did a lot of really bad shit, and you can't actually just forgive and forget that stuff. Like, sometimes, the only appropriate way for a redemption arc to end is for that character to die. That's like that's like the only way to redeem that. Otherwise, it's just sends the wrong kind of message somewhere. I feel. I don't know. It's complicated. I think probably not as complicated, but a little conflicted, but not as much as whatever. Anyway, you feel bad for her. Two minds on that front myself. This is goddamn weird, but it's like, she's so sad. Well, yes. Everything about this lady's sad. I mean, she's just damn miserable and pathetic. She's so... You really don't know how long you've been in there? Yes. I think you've been in there for long enough. Huh? I don't think you really want to kill anyone. Then you're a fool. Quiet. I've had enough of that joke. Tell me how to save you. I reach out to her and grab her hand, the hand that got screwed up and is healed now. I hold on to it. Okay, damn, this kid's just brazen. Nice. Come on. She stares at me. She looks at my hand, holds it with both of hers, and squeezes. She locks her eyes with me. I need to be switched with another life. That's the only way for me to leave. I put on my manliest face. I'm gonna switch with you. Listen, I keep her from saying anything else. I'm gonna find another way, alright? What the hell could you do? I'll plant something in your place. Nothing can grow here. I'm a fiend, damn, right. How am I gonna? I shake my head. Fertilizer. Doesn't matter that. Land's gonna be fine once you're out, right? At least that's what I think. That's what I've read. How believable are those sources, though, dude? Look, you've just gotta believe in me. Damn, this kid there. Protagonist to the end, isn't he? I look up and finally notice that the sun is gone. You don't want me to leave anymore. I can feel that. She's really holding on tight. But believe in me, let me go and I'll save you. She looks at our hands again. And she cuts into mine with her nail. Oh. Ow. I wince. Dang, now, come on, don't do this. I look at her face. She's still staring at my hand. Let me go. Come on. She wouldn't, right? I don't know. I feel like she wouldn't, but... Don't pull me. Stop pulling me. I'm trying to calm down my heart. I'm trying not to lose it. But it's hard when she's bringing my arm a little bit closer, and a little bit more. Come on, please. Trust me. She digs her nails into me again. Oh, damn. Ow. Please, let me go. Please, come on, let me go. Let me go. I whisper that, not thinking about it. My eyes are shut. I'm pissed scared. I don't want to get stuck in there. I can feel her looking at me, and I breathe faster. I'm trying to be calm. I can feel my lips moving, bleeding. And after a while, real slow, she does it. I open my eyes, shocked. She's let go of my hand, and's holding her up now where mine was. As she's about to drop it, I toughen up and grab it up again. We make eye contact. Believe in me. Got it? She doesn't say anything. I let go of her hand and pick up my satchel from inside her space. We hold a look. I beg you, don't betray me. Please. I feel... Nah, this guy ain't gonna betray anyone. He's as honest and, like, he makes a promise he's gonna stick to it, even if it costs him his life. I won't betray you. I promise. He's made the promise. The walls don't shake. My voice don't boom. I take a step back, and another one. and I run out of there. Night falls. It's cold now. I'm actually shivering. The moon's high, the grass is glowing. It's dark, but beautiful. It's quiet, like before. Like always, right? It's just wind and dead leaves. Even animals don't walk through this place. I wonder how long it's been since people did. At least this is probably the first time someone's walked through here with a sapling in their hand. Ah, he's come back. How long has it been? See now, an old man? I step into the big room and look out ahead. Rub my thumb over a branch of the tree I'm carrying. I can see her there on the floor, her hands over her face. I know she can hear me, since whenever I move even a little, her ears flick. Oh, he's still a boy. Okay, so not a lot of time passed at all. I walk forward, wiping her nose with the back of her hand. Although, yeah, of course it didn't take long. He's a kid. He's determined, so of course he's gonna put all his energy into keeping his promise as quickly and as soon as he and as thoroughly as he can. Wiping her nose with the back of her hand, she stands up and breathes out loudly. She opens her eyes, and I'm kind of surprised when I see them glowing. I stop at the edge of the barrier. She looks at me. You look a mess. Yeah, well, my belly growls and I sniff. It's pretty hard to dig out a tree properly with no real tools, especially one like this. We both check out the sapling. Isn't that... yep, an olive sapling. I didn't pick it since I wanted to make fun of me. Olive trees are strong. I mean, yeah. She did, like, burn down the trunk and all the leaves and stuff and still, sprouted afterwards in her story, so she proved her own point there. If there's anything that's gonna take root in dirt like this, it's an olive. Right. Step back. I'm coming in. She does that after a second or two, and I walk into her place. Bending down, I hold the olive up to her. Take it. She does that, too, after thinking about it. I take a sharp rock out of my pocket that I picked up outside and stab into the ground with it, cracking the floor. It sticks pretty bad in there, but I can still yank it out. I do that and keep breaking up the earth. I can feel the lady staring, and I know what she's thinking. Even if I'm a kid, I can still see this soil's pretty bad. My eyes as good as Ma's at least. And this lady's definitely knows as good as me how it is for growing. If anything grows, it'll be with awful chances. Seriously, and all is about the only thing around that might. Making matters worse, I ain't got very long before that sapling's as good as dead. The roots are good and all, but it's not. And honestly, I don't know the difference from a good sapling to a bad one. I sort of just went with my gut. Going with your gut is pretty... It's not bad advice. Sometimes it is, but generally your gut is very much interested in you succeeding because, after I've said this before, it is like a second brain that you don't control. You don't have conscious control of it, so you don't have, your biases and your whatever else clouding its judgment. It's doing the best it can with the information that it has, and it has different information from you. Like, it has the senses, sure, to some degree, I'm guessing, but it has other things. Like, it's got the gut, it digests the things, it gets different information from, like, smells and just, like, stuff like that. Anyway, gut's good. Follow your gut. Usually. Not always. I mean, if you logically know that something is gonna go do a thing, but your gut is telling you something else, then case by case basis. Anyway, so knowing most of that, she's probably thinking of just walking out. That's what's gotta happen, right? Two living things get in, only one gets out. But I'm not gonna check on her and see if she leaves. It's not that I'm trusting her. I can't trust her. But this is about all I can think of. Getting her out without leaving me in. I mean, if I look at her, if I show her what I'm worried, that would mess everything up. So I've got to keep at it. I've got to break up this spot. I stab and I pull and I dig, clearing out stones and dirt. I pile all the dirt up next to me. Gonna need it later, bad as it is. After a lot of effort, I lean back and look at the hole I made. Then, slow, I turn to see if she's still there. And she is. Of course she is. I hold up my hand. She gives me the olive. I take it and open my satchel, filled with wet, healthy soil I gathered while I was gone. I carefully transplant the sapling, putting some good soil over its roots and filling the hole back up with a proper mix of my collected stuff and the dirt from the foundation. Careful now. Careful with the roots. Okay, this should be good. I take my canteen from the clip of my waist and open it up. This is filled with spring water. Took a while to find that. Honestly, it took me a while to do everything. I kind of feel bad about it, but I moved as fast as I could. I mean, she's been here for centuries or however long. Like, she wouldn't mind waiting a few decades, even, for you to keep your promise, I feel. Anyway, there should be enough here for a healthy first watering. Won't drown it. I pour the inside of the ball over the leaves and plot, screwing it close when I'm done, and putting it back on my waist. That's it. That's it. That's all. I stand up, wiping sweat away from my brow. Yeah. We both look outside the circle for a while. I give her a look from my side. She's still looking out. Breathe. Okay. Step forward. She doesn't move. I leave her side and turn around. We both stare at the olive tree. Did it work? I open my mouth to ask, but closed again when I see her. She's scared. She's at the edge of the barrier and scared. Oh man, I just realized. If just touching it before hurt her so much, how did it feel when she pushes her whole hand through? She had a stone face when she did it, but God. I can't say anything to that. I don't know what it feels like. Man. Seeing her like that, shaking with fear and panicking just thinking about moving ahead, I can feel my eyes welling up. I just try not to cry. For her. She loosens up her shoulders and puts her hands over her chest. With her eyes closed, she jerks forward. Wait! Her foot passes over the line. My hand is up in the air. I wanted to stop her. I didn't want to see that pain anymore. She jerks her other foot forward, completely leaving the spot. She steps again, faltering. Again and again. She walks to me. She lowers herself and just embraces me. Aw, hugs are nice. Hugs are nice. Ah, hugs are nice. That's cute. I wrap my arms around her. Her skin warms up all over, and she nuzzles her face affectionately into my neck, rubs her nose over my cheek. She just eases into me, weak. I bring up one of my hands and pet her head. I'm crying. It's okay now. Choke. It's okay, right? She just rests on me, taking away any of the nipping cold in my body. She breathes out past my ear. Thank you. I hug her a little closer. I'm sorry. I shake my head, trying not to break down. Can I just stay like this for a little bit? You're familiar. You're strong. Yeah, you can. She brushes her nose on me again, whispering something. I can't hear what it is. She holds me tightly and we don't say anything else. Aww, this is really nice. This is that nice little ending. Right, this is switching the perspective thing. Back to her. You're a surprisingly emotional lad. Are all lads like that now? It just really hurt looking at you, that's all. Right. I'm sure that it did, really. I was quite emotional myself. If Mother saw me like that... I wonder if Mother's still alive. When did I last see this place from here? Has it really been forgotten? Yeah, I'd never heard of it. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. What was it like here? Did you like it? It was normal. Extraordinary normal. So normal, in fact, that I had to file down my horns just to get around. What about your ears? My ears? What about them? You didn't have to hide them? No, I didn't have to. I only look fiendish with just my ears, like an unfortunate halfling. It little bothered anyone before. If it did, I'd grow my hair long. Huh. As I was saying, this town. This town, I might have liked it once, though when I first came here, I never would have expected to stay. Ah, yes. The boy was lost, wasn't he? Alright, he was. You've any idea how to get back to your home? Obviously not. You wouldn't be lost if you did. Don't get smart. I'll help you there. Really? I mean, you did just free her from centuries or millennia of torment, basically, so at least she could do, I guess. I can't assure you when we will find it, but I'll assure that we shall for certs. I'll take you there. I may as well. You're not gonna go travel? I mean, this is technically travel as well. I chuckle. This should be enough of a journey after standing so long. We'll camp by the Eastwood Spring for the night. You know of the one east. It's still there. Yep, at least it's probably the same one I'm thinking of. Can you fish at all? Not without a rod, no. Then I'll fish for you, but you'll have to prepare it. Can't do everything for you. What time is it? You ask me the time? Sorry, just so out of it. Since I leaned on you earlier, you can lay on me while you sleep. I'll keep you warm. He glances at me briefly and looks pensive. He shuts his eyes. I'll do that. Ah, he opens them again, keeping their stare from me. Thank you, he's blushing, isn't he? I smirk at him. Wait, should I even think? I thought this wouldn't happen. Huh? Am I actually asleep? Dreaming? If you are, that'd be weird for me. I'm glad you stayed. I laugh. I'm glad you're a fool. Really, I am. I can't say it enough. It's alright. Don't consort with any fiends other than me. Got it. I honestly feel like this isn't real, but I know that it is. Let's go then. My mind has become so lucid since I've been freed. Bright, so bright that it nearly blinds me. But I can tell. Aye, I'm happy. And I'm happy too. This was nice. I had a feeling it would be nice and wholesome, and it was. Well, I mean, aside from things she described doing to people and stuff like that, but yeah, no, that's beside the point. We can let that go. For a moment, I suppose. For the ending, we can let that go. The sun shines a different way now. Different from all the ways I've seen it before. I had thought it seen them all, but this one's different. Much more different. Pleasant. You've got a friend. Watching it come up this morning with him resting at my chest was profoundly serene. Having him call me there through the moonlight made it better than any other time. And now, a moor brimming with life. That's where I'm going, to guide him, free of charge. And after that, who can say? The world has changed, greatly changed. It doesn't feel at all the same. My friends have died, I can tell that from the air. Dead, and I could not wish them farewell. My kin too are dead. On this path, breathing fresh from the winds, I can feel these things and new things. Though fiends still roam, I know no one, alive, no one. But this boy here, I think that by him being here, there is company. I want to keep with him, if only ever from afar. I want for his life to go well, me too. And as for mine, when he's gone, I think that I'll go too. Perhaps it is not the best use of the time he returned to me, but I am tired. Tired, but I can stay awake a little longer. Aww. Fair enough, I suppose. That's... Aww. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Credits. I would never skip the credits. Staff, writer, audio... Okay, probably should have. Guest artists, a bunch of them. Conflict, oh, there's a bunch of other additional art on the side. Oh, I'm obstructing the art. I shouldn't do that. Concept art, things like that. That's a cute one. Testers, there's a bunch of things. Sitting there, frowning, biting your nails like that. Sound assets from a bunch of people. Sound assets. I didn't really hear a lot of different sounds, though I have it turned down quite a bit. But anyway, there's these things. Well, that was cute. This was a cute little story. I really enjoyed it. Okay, this is a silly little image. 2012, this one. I believe, thanks for reading. Thank you for writing this. That was nice, and thank you for listening. Little story is done. We aren't done fully, at least, with that. Yes, the extras. Well, the extras containing just some illustrations to the things that we saw there earlier. Guest art, stuff we already saw. That's got colors in there. Sure. Anyway. And that's that. That concludes Juniper's Knot. That was a nice little story. I really enjoyed it. Honestly. That was cute. It was highly enjoyable. Well, now then. I actually don't know what to think or say, because this is the first time I've completed anything on in one of these things. Everything else has been either cliffhanger or just me getting to a point other than the story. But I suppose, I mean, I'm still gonna do all the things as I do week by week. This video may soon come to an end, but the week will not, so I shall continue on as I do always. And this is an intermission. There will be more from this week, but currently we shall depart on some unsolicited music recommendations. I will give out these every single intermission until I run out, which will be in approximately, if my math is about right, about what would be 600 intermissions, about 3 a week, averaging at 200 a week, about 4 years at least 4 years worth of music recommendations that I have for you. But yes, I'm always looking for, it's gonna grow by then, because I'm always looking for more music. If you have any, please recommend it to me. I am on a lifelong quest that I am doomed to fail, obviously, to find all of the music that I can possibly like in the entire world. Obviously impossible to achieve, but it is a thing I wish to do, and I am doing it, have been for the past like 14 years now or something like that. I've curated 3,000 or so tracks over that time. Like ones that I like. There's not one that I would always skip. Sometimes depending on the mood I skip them, but anyway, by the way, alright, I should read out these. So Masayuki Love Dramatic, that's from used in an anime, Kaguya-sama Love, so that's a fun one, that's a silly one. Silly little kids can't admit their love and stuff like that until they do, and then it's all like it goes very quickly from there, and that's fun. Anyway, The Guess Who, No Sugar Tonight. It's the new Mother Nature taking over. Chris Christodolo, Chanson d'Automne. Not the fucking French things. Fucking French. Chanson. Fucking French bastards. Anyway, it's from a game called Discovery. That's a fun 2D shooter. The second one is a 3D shooter thingy. I think that's fun. I don't know, I haven't played that one. Don't really care about. Anyway. Deep Purple, You Can't Do It Right. Deep Purple's got a lot of music. And Def Leppard, Goodbye. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Goodbye. I'll be saying goodbye to you, but we'll be back soon enough. I'll be back. We? Who is this we? Well, it's me. Sometimes I refer to myself as we because I'm insane a little bit. A little? I don't know. Sometimes it helps in my brain to be multiple or something. What am I even fucking talking about? Look. I don't know, and it doesn't matter that much. Because... fuck. Okay, anyway. Enough of that. Thank you for being here with me for this long, enduring my nonsense, rambling and reading of this very, very lovely story. It's a free one, actually. I will be checking out what else this creator has. I believe they have some other things now. And yeah, fuck it, this one convinced me. I'm gonna get the other thing that they've made, the other visual novel. They've made some kind of other game as well, if I recall, looking up at some kind of hack and slash thing or whatever. I'm not interested in that. I want the story, the visual novel. I'm not gonna be doing gameplay here. I don't like thinking. I can't really do thinking things, generally speaking. Yeah, that's the end of that sentence. Nor I can't really do talking and game playing at the same time too much. That's and this place, what I'm doing here, this is my voice. You can't go for too long without hearing my voice. Otherwise, what's the point? There is no point to these otherwise. But. Yes. No? Maybe. Alright. Alright, enough dilly-dallying. I shall return. But for now, I say goodbye. Bye-bye now. Bye. How long can I hold this for? Not that long. My lungs aren't that amazing. But yes. Goodbye. Properly now. Bye-bye. Bye. Do some. Can you hear that little ASMR type of thing? It's whispering in your ear a little bit, ever so faintly, ever so gently. Oh, I should really just stop now. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Oh, well, I've always been crazy. Anyway, bye-bye now, properly. Bye.